Last episode, we had gotten the bus out of storage, and our first stop was at Silver Spring State Park. Now it was time to continue making miles west. First stop, Tallahassee.
Stop number 2.
We are in Tallahassee. We are members of Harvest Host. If you're not familiar with them, they arrange some cool overnight stays for RVers at places like wineries, breweries, farms. In this case,
an automobile museum, and also outboard motor museum, and cash register museum, and a lot of things, sewing machines, and classic pianos, and yeah. So Harvest Host has great places to stop. You get free overnight parking, but then you usually, if you're at a winery, you tend to buy a bottle of wine. If you're at a museum, you tend to go tour the museum. And, that actually works out great. You get a place to stop.
And an interesting thing to explore. So it's not really free camping, but there's a membership fee to join. It's like $44 a year. We use it. We love it because it gives us some great stops in our journey. Mostly it's just overnight stays, but when you're making miles and one of them happens to be on your way, it's a great way to mix up the travels.
Yeah, well, in this case, this is the Tallahassee Automobile Museum, which is right off the interstate, so it's an easy on-off to come visit this place. And they've got an immense amount of open field here, which is really quiet and tranquil, relatively, for being close to the freeway. There's a great restaurant right across the street to eat at, and then a museum to tour with a lot of pretty freaking cool things.
And we had a view of a TIE fighter right out our window.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Cool. So yeah, we enjoyed dinner last night. We just walked across the street over to this farm-to-table restaurant. They have
Backwoods Crossing, yes.
They have their own gardens, and they raise their own chickens, and had a nice glass of wine there, and a lovely meal. So it's better than the Waffle House. That was the other option. But yeah, a great stop. We don't do as many Harvest Hosts every year as I would like, just because they tend to be a little more off the beaten path, and if we're making miles, we're not necessarily going off the beaten path.
We don't like to stop for just one night. We like to stop for 2 nights, and actually we've had good luck asking Harvest Host places if they'll let us stay for longer, but it's assumed that you're staying for 1 night, so you got to start with that. And then, in the past we'd always forget to check, but now Harvest Host has a new app that actually makes it easy to see where there's options. We didn't have to go. You had to go download lists before and kind of compare them to your route.
Their website's great. They redid their website with an interactive map, but the app makes it so much easier. Thank you, Don and Kim, for creating that. That was amazing. It just made it so simple as I'm going and checking all stays in Campendium, which has also got a new app, since we hit. I went back to the boat last year, so the apps make it so much easier in our travel planning, and that's how we found this location.
Yes.
But you do need to be a Harvest Host member to stay here, so don't just expect to show up here and stay.
Yep. And anyway, we're on to our next stop and back on the road, another 150 miles today.
Hey, woo!
Hey.
Getting across country.
Bye.
So we're at Topsail State Park, just outside Destin, Florida. I guess it's technically Santa Rosa. This is a popular state park. It's really interesting. It used to be
commercial park.
Yeah. And then the state took it over, and it's about a mile walk to the beach from the campground.
And we diverted from the beach trail, and actually this might not even be a good. Oh no, it continues as a trail. Good. Diverted from the beach trail because it's so popular. So many people walking on it. And we didn't want to get too many people in the background while we walked.
But we came here mostly because our friends Betsy and Nancy,
RV a go-go,
they camp host here. They drive the trams to the beach. It's a great volunteer gig for them, and they've done this many years. And we've heard about it from them so many times. We thought, well, we're going through the area. We should stop by and see them and see out this park.
Yes, and it turned into quite a convergence because, well, there's other people we know here.
Jen and Dee's at the Neely's on Wheels. We've met up with them many times on the road. We're here. They also just took a volunteer gig.
They're fill-in tram drivers now, so we got the tram driving hookup here.
A bunch of other folks here. Betsy and Nancy have quite a community up here, so we've been hanging out with them, and a lot of other full-time nomads passing through the area.
It's been almost a bit, going from being so much kind of solo-ish in our boat time to back into RV social mode has been a little bit of a whipsaw.
It is. I mean, I love hanging out with everybody, but I think by yesterday morning we were both exhausted. We just closed ourselves up inside and worked.
So yeah, 3 days in a row of social gatherings was awesome, but
So, yeah, this ramping back into the RV social life, it has definitely changed since over the years. It's grown and grown. More and more people are on the road, which is amazing. But I got into RVing somewhat to have a balance between social life, and it always seems it's a feast or famine sort of thing.
And you're together for just a couple days, like, gotta maximize the time. Grab the beer and the whiskey and the wine and the snacks, and okay, let's do this again tomorrow night.
Well, let's just do pizza. Okay, it's good. Topsail State Park is very interesting. It doesn't have the traditional state park feel that I love about Florida, which is nice spread out sites and privacy. They're more.
It's more high. Well, it's kind of a cross between wooded resorty. It's not RV parkish, but it's not state parkish.
Yeah, so it's kind of in between. The sites are $42 a night here, which is really pricey for Florida state parks.
They are full hookups.
They are full hookups, but even that's pricey for Florida state parks. And then once you add in taxes and reservation fees, I think we paid close to $200 for 5 nights here. Now, compared to marina fees, that's dirt cheap, but compared to other Florida state parks, it is on the pricey side.
So now we're heading into Mississippi, and much cheaper and middle of nowhere place.
Yeah, we're going to go take some routes. We're intentionally looking for campgrounds with bad cell signal, and we actually found some that don't have many reviews on Campendium, which is our favorite review site, so maybe that means they won't be so popular. We'll get a little alone time so that we can recharge, because going into the RV Entrepreneur Summit with 250 awesome like-minded people is intimidating for us introverts. So,
we will be fine, right?
Ooh, I hope so.
Okay.
All right, off on the road now.
See you.